Now on CoastTV News.
Future development in southern Sussex County. What was approved today?
Development discussions. County Council promising action when it comes to land use in Sussex.
We have a rainy Wednesday ahead of us here on the beach. More on that coming up.
This is CoastTV News at 5.
More development coming to Ocean View. Good evening. I'm Madeline Overturf.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. We begin tonight with the Sussex County Council looking at plans to add more residential areas in Ocean View.
The land in Ocean View off Burbage Road specifically can now turn into up to 50 condos thanks to an approval at Sussex County Council today. CoastTV News reporter Kevin Zappe shows us what's on the table.
Gary Swanson loves sitting in his backyard, watching his bird feeders and all the animals in the trees behind his house. But new development may put an end to all that.
We have raccoons and flying squirrels and all kinds of birds. It's beautiful, and that's going to all go away.
On Tuesday, the Sussex County Council approved 2 zoning applications, as you can see from these planning documents released by the developer. A new project will take out most of these trees, paving the way for more development right along Windmill Drive in Ocean View.
I knew when we came in here that we wouldn't be the last people to buy in this area. It just is a little more than we expected.
Swanson says he was under the impression that 14 new condos were set to be added, but the final tally is far more significant, up to 50 condos.
It's going to be very high density people. We have a hard time now getting out. Traffic's going to be worse.
So what are the next steps? According to the Sussex County Council, the public will have a 60-day period to submit an appeal to the approval before the zoning becomes official, as cities, towns, and people weigh the pros and cons of more growth all over Delmarva. I'm Kevin Zappe, Ocean View, CoastTV News.
Let's get into what exactly was approved. The term again is medium density residential, which means more homes in a smaller space. Now, another medium residential development that's proposed right now, Cool Spring Crossing. Another is that North Star development on Route 9. Now, both of those things have in common multifamily dwellings proposed there, like condos or townhomes specifically.
And this brings us to our CoastTV poll. We want to know, what do you think Delmarva needs? Do they need more condos?
Let's take a look at the results so far. And actually, 66% say no way. And 30% say only if they're affordable, which is one of the proposals that's been put out there, that by building these higher density units, they say they can make them more affordable. So that's why that option's on there.
If you want to leave a comment, if you want to vote, go to coasttv.com or use the CoastTV mobile app. For months, a working group has met to come up with recommendations and ideas to shape future land use, the laws in Sussex County. CoastTV News reporter Emma Aiken is live in Georgetown. Emma, today Council explained their plans for those recommendations.
Charlie, the working group only has 2 or 3 meetings left, depending on what they deem necessary. And we learned today that County Council wants to take some of those recommendations and draft them into ordinances as soon as possible. But there was one concern raised, the idea that people may race to get developments approved before these changes are made. After 6 meetings, the group has drafted 22 recommendations, which the County Council says may be consolidated down. Some include creating higher density for development in certain areas to create a variety of housing options, increasing maximum building heights, which could add more affordable units, and aligning road improvements with new developments. And some locals we spoke with think the group serves an important purpose.
You want to hear the people who live here, who've been here their whole life and are so not used to the busyness aspect of the growth.
Another point the county wanted to make extra clear today is that this group is made of all volunteers. They do not make decisions. They are simply an advisory group to County Council who makes the decisions. Reporting live in Georgetown, Emma Aiken, CoastTV News.
Let's go ahead and take a live look into Laurel. Looks pleasant enough out there as we check in with our First Alert Chief Meteorologist, Paul Williams. Paul, is it going to stay pleasant?
I think it's going to. I mean, where we do have a couple of showers, that's going to come to an end early tonight. So maybe we can go the night and sleep all the way throughout the night and not worry about thunder rumbling to wake us up. In Laurel right now, we are seeing cloud cover that's pushing across, but not necessarily ominous cloud cover, just kind of friendly cumulus clouds at this point, with the temperature of 85, dew point temperature in the 70s, lots of moisture in the atmosphere. Now, we are watching out for a chance of a scattered shower to flare up, but not for the longest term. I mean, we're starting to see what showers we do have beginning to diminish rather quickly. Now, to our south, we have the flood watch that's in effect for Ocean Pines, Snow Hill, Colburn, those areas, as well as Salisbury, and even over towards the Cambridge area. But generally speaking, we're looking at most of it is generally falling towards the southeast and out of the way. Now, we'll still see some hit and miss showers in the midst of the county that may be at least annoying for today, but at least we're not talking about thunderstorms or severe weather at this point. So far for this month alone, we've had over 3.5 inches of rain for this month, when we should be at about 1.82. So we are well beyond 1 3/4 of an inch, but for the entire year, we are 3 inches ahead of the pace at this particular juncture. Now, as you take a look at our planner for this evening, by the time we reach, let's say, 7 o'clock, most areas and the rain should subside in most areas as we prepare for another round of thunderstorms for Wednesday, and then crazy heat and humidity will kick in for us going into Thursday. Wednesday a little stormy, Thursday a little bit steamy, and then the weekend, well, I'm gonna have to just tell you that as we get there, Charlie.
All right, Paul, thank you. Dozens of Dover neighbors took to the mic pleading. Tensions running high at Monday night's Dover City Council meeting, where community members expressed deep frustration over the city's ongoing gun violence. People asking city leaders to work together and find real solutions to the ongoing violence in the capital city. Amongst those sharing their grief were two mothers who lost their sons to shootings in Dover this year. Dover police say they're doing everything they can with the resources available, but many in the community feel more must be done.
If we all come together as one, we can get more kids off the street, where we won't have to be here asking for justice for anybody else.
Now, many are calling on the city to help by installing cameras and other safety measures to stop crime. The city recently passed budget includes $10,000 for improving security at Barrister Place.
The monthly Third Friday event returns to downtown Salisbury this week. The city says this month's theme is centered around I Spy Art, inviting everyone to take a closer look and discover the artistic gems around you. There will be vendors, foods, and performances. Road closures begin Friday at 2 at the Downtown Plaza at Division Street. The event runs from 5 to 8 in downtown Salisbury.
New today, U.S. inflation rebounded in June to the highest level in 4 months. The Bureau of Labor Statistics released Consumer Price Index data on Tuesday. It reveals prices rose 0.3% last month. That boosted by the annual inflation rate up to 2.7%, a high not seen since February. The data shows that rising costs from goods from China like electronics, appliances, and toys leads the way.
The first serious set of tariffs went into effect in April, but they didn't affect goods that were already on a boat. So it takes a boat about a month to get from Europe or China to the US. It then might take another month to get through customs. That takes us through to June.
Still, Tuesday's report comes as the Federal Reserve faces increasing pressure from the White House to lower interest rates. A new canine unit forming in Sussex. How much the county council is chipping in for Millsboro PD.
And we're about to have more wet roads thanks to scattered showers targeting our area for the next few days in a row.
But first, classroom cuts. The Supreme Court just revived Trump's plan to shrink the education department. What it means for teachers and students up next.
This is CoastTV News at 5.
This week in Washington, the Supreme Court said President Donald Trump may proceed with his plan to carry out mass layoffs at the Department of Education. Julia Benbrook shows us what's already happening.
Within hours of the ruling, the Department of Education sent notices to employees indicating that it would immediately resume its plans to shrink the department. The notice read, quote, "The department appreciates your service and recognizes the difficulty of the moment," adding that the action is not a reflection of performance or conduct, but based solely on agency restructuring. The The Education Department, created during the Carter administration, is tasked with managing federal student loans, monitoring student achievement, supporting programs for students with disabilities, and enforcing civil rights laws in schools, among other duties. In a Truth Social post, Trump celebrated Monday's ruling, saying that the Supreme Court handed a major victory to parents and students across the country, and echoed points that he made when he signed an executive order to dismantle the Department of Education.
My administration will take all lawful steps to shut down the department. We're going to shut it down and shut it down as quickly as possible.
In the unsigned court order, the justices lifted for now a lower court ruling that had indefinitely paused Trump's plan. The Supreme Court's decision puts that ruling on hold while the legal challenge plays out. In a scathing dissent that was joined in full by the court's other two liberal justices, Justice Sonia Sotomayor warned of, quote, untold harm. She said that the court's decision could deny or delay educational opportunities and leave students to suffer. At the White House, I'm Julia Benbrook.
Here's a look at your Bay forecast. In Cambridge, we're looking at 88 degrees on Wednesday, 93 and very steamy on Thursday, and then another round of rain will come knocking on our door for Friday. Similar situation for us for Crisfield. We'll talk about the rain, the heat, and then the rain coming in behind the heat in a moment. We have a mixture of concerns coming up. We are still under an active flood watch throughout some areas of the Delmarva Peninsula. In addition to that, to be honest, we're going to have some problems with some heat for a couple of days in a row. We're going back to that triple-digit category here, and I'm going to show you that in detail coming up in just a moment. So multi-layered aspects of the forecast, so stick with me. It's going to be a little ride, okay? So we're looking very clear for right now, courtesy of our tunnel and razor camera. In Lewis, we're actually holding at 78 degrees right now. We're at 80 degrees in Milton as well as Millsboro, but it's 82 degrees currently in Georgetown as well as Gumboro and Dagsboro. Dew point temperatures helping to push the feels like up to 95 in Redden. It feels like 96 degrees in Seaford right now as we speak, and that's nothing compared to where we're going to end up by Thursday. Taking a look at some of the rainfall totals, we've had over 1.25 inches for us in Laurel, close to that in Georgetown, over 1.5 inches in Greenwood and Dagsboro, and 1 3/4 for us actually Bethany Beach, and over 1 inch of rain that fell in Seaford. Some other locations that we've been tracking, we had over 1 inch in Milford as well as Delmar, 3/4 of an inch or close to that in Stokely, and then Lewis and Harbison both at about, let's say, almost 3/4 of an inch of rain. Same holds true for Ellendale, and just over 1/4 of an inch fell in Rehoboth, and we're still tabulating, but the rain is dwindling as we progress throughout the night. Now, we haven't had that kind of a treat recently because it's been storming all night long into the late night hours, even late last night. So we still have the active flood watch in effect in the Ocean Pines, Berlin, Libertytown, Newark, Gulf Club Shores, West Ocean City, and just south of Fenwick Island. Now, that means we have ingredients for the possibility of flooding to occur. Fortunately, we're not seeing much oomph from Mother Nature as far as the upper atmospheric conditions are concerned to give us a great deal of pause for the possibility of flooding in our area. No additional water is being dumped on us like it has been in the previous few days. Now, taking a look at our futurecast, we are looking at Wednesday becoming a little bit on the cloudy side at the early morning hours. Now, overnight, we'll have mostly cloudy skies, temperatures in the mid-70s, 75 in Lewis, Rehoboth, Long Neck, Selbyville, just as an example. Now, our next 5 days, we'll have about a 36% chance of rain on Wednesday, dropping dramatically on Thursday. But this is the tricky day, okay, because that's when we're going to flip the rain concern back over for the heat concern. And then we go back to the rain concern on Friday, Saturday, and especially going into Sunday. So when you begin to kind of strain this through, we're looking at, for example, temperatures in the 70s initially, and then we have the winds coming out of the south and limited scatter. Still, we're going to have a chance of a passing sprinkle along the beach area, not mainly the inland areas, but just for the beach area for the most part. And then we'll have cloud cover staying a bit thick for us into the evening hours. Our big concern is going to be the mugginess staying to very humid to miserable. This is where we're dancing at the top of the scale for the next few days in a row, all the way through Sunday. So what is it going to feel like? Try this for size. For Thursday, 103, 102, 103 inland areas, 97 for us along the beaches. Friday, we anticipate 103, Selbyville by 4:30. It's going to feel like triple digits in Long Neck, Millsboro, Georgetown, Seaford, and Delmar with 102 degrees. That's Friday with the rain. Saturday, cools down a little bit more and we finally get a little break by then. You see, for Thursday, we stay mainly clear but still cloudy, lots of moisture. Then by Friday evening, we see spotty showers. Saturday going into Sunday, more in the way of rain as frontal boundaries begin to slowly work its way through our immediate area. Finally, here's a look at your 7-day forecast. And we're looking at 88 degrees, for example, for us on Wednesday. Now, Thursday, here's the deal. I don't think we're going to get an official heat advisory, but we need to treat it like a heat advisory kind of a day with 101 to 103, possibly 105 as the likelihood of how it's going to feel. If we get up to 93 degrees, respectively speaking, yeah, we're going to hit 105 for the heat index pretty easily. Then we come back with back-to-back rain, scattered showers and thunderstorms on Friday afternoon, evening, Saturday and Sunday, the same situation. And going into next Monday and Tuesday, we're going to stay a bit on the soggy side as well. So the bottom line is, it's a good time to pull out your umbrella.
Thank you, Paul. Heads up for drivers in Caroline County for road work on Thursday. The Maryland Department of Transportation State Highway Administration will realign traffic signal heads, install new signage, and restripe Route 328 at Route 404. This will be at 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. That's weather permitting. And according to MDOT, full closures of Route 328 at the intersection are possible. Back to school season coming up, and Westminster Presbyterian Church is collecting new backpacks and school supplies for all the students at Georgetown Elementary School. Drop off your unwanted supplies anytime before Thursday, July 31st. The medals for next year's Olympic and Paralympic Winter Games were revealed in Venice on Tuesday. According to the Olympic organization, the medals feature a unique design that combines two halves that symbolize the culmination of the athlete's journey and all those that have walked beside them along the way.
I'm happy. I would like to describe our medals. I think that they respect 100% the mentality, the style of the Italian people.
The 2026 Winter Games begin February 6th. All the action, you can catch it right here on Coast TV. Coming up on DSN at 10:30, catch the final score. And coming up, a fresh paw on patrol, how county funding will help launch a brand new K-9 team in Millsboro. Stay tuned on Coast TV News at 5. The Department of Defense is teaming up with artificial intelligence companies. The Chief Digital and Artificial Intelligence Office announced contracts with leading AI giants. Those include Anthropic, Google, OpenAI, and xAI, each company being given up to $200 million to help the agency adopt AI to address critical national security challenges.
A new study finds no link between aluminum in vaccines and autism. Aluminum in childhood vaccines has long been a target of vaccine skeptics who blame the ingredient for a myriad of health concerns. But the study of more than 1 million people published Monday found no link between aluminum in vaccines and an increased risk of 50 chronic conditions, including autoimmune diseases, allergies, and autism.
In related news, new numbers showing children across the globe are not as medically protected as they could be. The World Health Organization is out with its latest immunization report. They found roughly 14.3 million children have never received a vaccine shot. A WHO doctor says a mix of factors preventing more kids from getting proper vaccinations. Those include conflicts and war zones across the world and also vaccine misinformation.
Sussex County Council has approved $7,000 to help Millsboro Police launch a new canine unit. Chief Brian Calloway says the dog will address drug-related issues, but also interact with the community. The dog and handler are set to start training at Delaware State Police's Canine Academy in September. Calloway added that the canine will be available to assist all agencies across Sussex County. Let's take a live look outside now one more time. A live check on your weather is right after this.
It's still muggy in Ocean City right now as we speak. I mean, we're at 79 degrees, but the dew point temperature is at 76. Only a 3-degree difference between the moisture content and the air temperature. Yeah, the muggies are here to stay, believe me. Now, we're going to stay in the upper 70s. Still going to feel kind of muggy no matter what. Here's the latest look what's happening with the rain. The rain is diminishing a bit for us. We're starting to see what little rain is over Milton to collapse and break up for right now. We are still under a concern for the possibility of flooding near Ocean Pines, Ocean Cities, and Berlin, with the flood watches active until midnight, actually. Our umbrella giveaway winner, Dawn Galloway of Dagsboro. Congratulations, courtesy of Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling. We have our weather line up and running for you. Call 443-880-9100. Your forecast is just a call away, sponsored by the law office of Bruckstedt, Mandalis, and Federico. And finally, here's a look at your exclusive 10-day forecast. Another round of rain for Wednesday, then really muggy on Thursday.
All right, Paul, thank you, and thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 5.
For more news, more local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
Inside Edition is up next.
And we're going to see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 6. Have a great evening.